Benjamin Moore offers more than just paint. They offer partnership, backed by over 140 years of innovation and crafted from the finest ingredients. Their products deliver exceptional performance and efficiency on every project. Find out how they can support your success. Connect with your local rep today at benjaminmoore.com. The folks over at Danner have been building boots here in the USA for nearly a century. Their factory in Portland, Oregon is staffed by skilled boot makers from all walks of life. They show up every day to build boots worthy of the toughest workers in America. Every tool used expertly to its fullest capacity with honor and trust. The integrity that they build with speaks for Danner's legacy of quality. Find boots built in the USA over at danner.com. Festool is inviting professional builders and tradespeople to experience the next generation of cordless performance and rewarding them for it. Festool just launched its Cordless Test Drive, a nationwide opportunity to try its cordless tools with new battery technology and enter to win over $50,000 in prizes. The grand prize, a fully outfitted 7x16 Southland cargo trailer loaded with bot storage solutions and more than 30 Festool cordless tools, including track saws, a cordless table saw, and miter saw. It's easy to enter. Register an eligible Festool cordless tool, leave a review, and you're in. Even better, Festool's 30-day risk-free trial lets you test the tools before you commit. Head to festoolusa.com/test drive to enter by December 31st. Bring the warmth of stained wood to exterior ceilings, soffits, and more without the maintenance. Versatex Canvas Series pairs premium wood tone laminates with durable cellular PVC for long-lasting curb appeal. Versatex resists moisture, rot, and insects and installs with standard woodworking tools. Available in 9 distinctive finishes like Turner Oak, Natural Amber, and Driftwood across multiple trim profiles. Explore the full Canvas Series lineup at versatex.com. John writes with question one. Our 1954 house has the garage underneath the first floor. The kitchen floor above it is freezing in winter. So I was going to do, as mentioned on the podcast, and redo it like a wall assembly flipped upside down or on its side. However, only half the garage ceiling is drywall. The other half of the ceiling, furthest away from the house, is concrete. I took a couple pictures that I've sent along. One, I don't understand what's going on here. It seems unlikely that they just ran out of joists but had concrete available. The room seems too big to be an old coal storage area where I could understand a concrete ceiling. As an aside, how the heck do builders even place, that's for Grant, concrete that way? It has to weigh a ton. Two, I'm not sure how to insulate this part. Glue rigid foam up there. The edge of the concrete terminates on the outside wall of the house with structural brick above. If I'm not exterior insulating the whole house, some foam board seems ineffective. Also, it's terrifying standing under 1 million pounds of concrete and brick. Three, yes, I know that run of duct work is weird, probably, which technically I think counts as being outside the house. So this is another photo that he sent showing what looks like a 6-inch round duct running through the garage space. I added bubble wrap to it, but I haven't figured out what else to do with it yet. All right, so let's start with the easy questions first. Randy, does the bubble wrap on that ductwork really do anything? Did John help keep the air conditioned that's in that duct by putting that stuff on there?
To tell you the truth, I've never seen bubble wrap on ductwork before. It's not
Really?
something. Yeah, not in my area. It's just not something that I've ever seen. Usually, we have it's got a foil or a vapor retarder on the exterior, but it's usually a fibrous material on the interior, and you either wrap it or you slide the duct through before you install. That's the product that we always use. Um, my guess is the bubble wrap probably isn't doing what he was hoping it would do. Um, I don't think the R value is there. That needs a very specific application or installation. Airspace, typically, at least a 1-inch airspace is what's recommended around that to get the maximum R value out of a product like that. And to try to build that around a duct is next to impossible. I don't know how you form it that way. Is it, and then what's behind it? do we have a problem with the duct itself? Was it air sealed? Is there air leaking out of it? Obviously, if there's air leaking out of that duct, the house itself is going negative. Now you're pulling that cold air or whatever air, be hot and humid air, into the house, that then needs to be conditioned. So there's a lot of things that are going on with the ductwork that happens to be outside the conditioned space. I think I would address that differently than what he did, but there's
Ductwork
options.
in the garage is always bad, right? You're gonna have pollutants. The space is cold. Yeah, it would be ideal to get this out of there. If you can't, you need to build some kind of chase to make sure it is absolutely airtight and insulated.
It'd be even worse if it was a return air duct. Now you're pulling the stuff that's in the garage that's out there because you don't want it in the house back into the house. So yeah.
Ian, have you seen this bubble wrap insulation? I was kind of surprised to hear Randy say he hasn't seen it before because it's kind of all over the place here in New England, in my observation.
Yeah, it was in almost every raised ranch home that we flipped during the recession in Dutchess County, New York. Saw lots of the stuff, ripped lots of it out and threw it in the dumpster.
Because it does very little. I think the claims of R value are notoriously misleading. As Randy suggests, they assume an airspace between the insulating material and the duct, which no one does because it's virtually impossible. So, yeah.
And you mentioned that the venerable Martin Holliday has written about this or GBA in the past.
Attacked might be the right word. written about, yes. Yes.
Martin doesn't just write about something.
He's very passionate about
his criticisms are based in science. So I'm not sure how to insulate the garage ceiling. He's talking about the concrete. So, any material you put on there has to be fire resistant, right? Or covered with drywall. Super dangerous place. What do you guys think? Concrete ceiling? I figured out what's going on here, and we touched a little bit on it last week. So, John's house has what was a patio above the garage. This was meant to be exterior space. It had like a masonry half wall. Eventually, someone closed it in, right, Ian? This is what always happens.
Yeah. All good middle-class homeowners take anything that could be living space and make it living space.
The biggest problem I see is that the concrete slab above the garage and below this patio room conditioned space now sticks to the outside. It goes through the masonry. So you have to insulate the edge, or it's going to just be a conveyor belt of cold or hot, depending on the season, into the space. And you could insulate top and bottom, and you'd have to do that really effectively. I would say just live with it and get a mini split if that room is uncomfortable. What do you think, Randy? I mean, how do you fix this? This is a hard thing to fix.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. You've got to insulate the bottom side and that slab edge. And like you said, there's brick out there. How you're ripping all the brick off to try to get it right? And yeah, it's the other option is to just pour energy on it. They can put in-floor tubing and you're heat the whole slab up, the whole floor up, but then you're still heating the outside with that too. You're gonna pay for that in energy costs. So.
Oh, it's going right outside too.
Yeah.
You could turn it back into a patio.
Or a 3-season room, close off the space with exterior doors and make it partially conditioned.
Yeah. Didn't he say part of his kitchen is in there?
Oh, that's a problem then.
Yeah. The outdoor kitchen, that's all.
I think we moved the kitchen somewhere else.
Full gut remodel.
As how they do this false work, right, Ian? You build what amounts to a deck under the forming for the concrete to temporarily carry the weight. There's got to be some reinforcement because concrete does not work very well in tension. It works great it has great compressive strength, but poor tensile strength. So you need some amount of steel in there to resist the bending. And then once the concrete's cured, you pull all that out of there and get on with your life, right? Like how bridges are built
Correct. Yeah. The hay barn on my family farm was built in the mid-50s after the wood frame one burned down. And my grandfather built this one all out of concrete and block. So it has that concrete floor on the second level of the barn where all the hay and machinery goes. And that is exactly built the way you said.
It would be scary working on this, and I'm sure folks get hurt when false work is insufficient, because you are talking about a lot of weight. Concrete is, anyone who knows his work with it, is stupidly heavy.
I see the stuff that I see now that have concrete floors or ceilings are usually precast. They just come in
Yeah.
and set them. They're pre-built. And
A lot of sense to that, right? A
Yeah.
lot less mass, greater spans, bigger pieces. Yeah.
engineered. Yeah.
The old guys would say that's cheating.
I love the thought of a garage ceiling that's made of concrete. I think it is a really smart way to build, because garage fires are more common than fires in other places of the home.